Well, it's a stunning morning this morning. Up nice and early to get away, try and beat some of the traffic. It's about a 3-hour drive back out to where I was, very close to the place I was at last time. Same set of mountain ranges, just a different valley. I've been looking on Gaia maps during the week. There's a whole range of ridge lines and valleys, and each has its own little creek or river. So found myself a nice flat spot on a bend there, and going to have a look at that first of all. The creek itself looks quite good. I have seen one photo online of a guy who camped in that area, and I'm not sure if it's the same area that I'm looking at, but certainly that looks really, really nice. Weather-wise, we're sitting on 18 degrees already at 6:30 in the morning, I should say. So very nice warm morning. Should get up to about 25 degrees. Weather-wise, it's supposed to be sunny, but as you probably know, when you get out to the mountains have their own idea about what they want to do when it comes to weather. So we'll see how we get on with that. But certainly after being 2 weeks at home, editing movies and looking at areas to go camping and so forth, by the end of that 2 week, I'm pretty much itching to get back out the door. So really keen to get here today. Won't bother stopping in for a bite to eat at a cafe or anything. I'll probably do that on the way back, in fact, as I said, because I really want to get out here and do a bit more exploring. There's a couple of alternate valleys, and I know one place that does have a camping area that shows on the map on Gaia that there is actually a camp area there. So if push comes to shove and I can't find a place that's going to work for me, then that's where I'll probably end up going. But as I say always, prefer to go wild camping. And yeah, thanks for coming along with me today on this adventure, and I really hope you enjoy it. So this is the road I wanted to find that follows the creek down to the left there. So just going to ease along here now for the next, I think, about 10-15 k's, and we'll start scoping out ideas to look for areas that we can camp. So it certainly looks nice with the mountains on the left there. It's just going through some farmland now, and it'll probably turn into a dirt road and bush, I would expect, in another 5 or 10 k's. So let's just see what we can find. Just looking on the map, it shows it about 3.3 k's now onto the dirt road. You can see the valley down to the left here, guys. So looks like it's going to be a nice part of the world to certainly be camping in. So just now looking for different opportunities to where we could potentially camp. So whilst I've got a spot marked on Gaia maps, there's still other places you can scope out. So whilst that might look like a great spot, it's always good to have something as backup. So we'll see what we can find. So as it turns out, this is not a good place to camp. The river itself is pretty much just only just running, or it's a creek I should say, not even a river. And I've ended up pretty much on farmland here. The cleared areas are essentially grazing land for cattle, so don't really want to jump onto somebody's property or farm or climbing fences to go camping. So I'm going to head back out again to Warwick, jump back onto Gaia and look for a couple of other areas that I also scoped out, maybe grab some lunch, and then we'll head back out again. So but that's alright, always great fun exploring these areas, and we'll see what else we can come up with. Just on plan B, just looking at Gaia maps as I was driving along, I saw this dirt road coming up to the left. It's a little bit less maintained than the last road I was on, but it once again follows the creek on the other side of the valley. So just going to have a little mosey up along here and have a look around, see what we can find. Just never know your luck. So we'll see how we go with plan B, and if not, once again we'll head back out and have another look. So fingers crossed. Alright, now we're on to plan C. That road did panned out as well. Unfortunately, I couldn't get to the river at all on that particular road, so going down to plan C here, another look on Gaia, found another road going down a valley following a river. So we'll track down this one and see if this one has any joy. Okay, so the good news is this river's flowing a lot better than the last one, as you can see by this little crossing here. It's reasonably deep, so that's good. So certainly looks positive for the trip up this particular valley. So just gonna look for a spot now, but certainly looks very positive. I do know that there is an actual campground along here somewhere. I'm not sure whether that's run by national parks or just a commercial facility, but once again we'll just keep looking along. But certainly as far as the river's concerned, it's in very, very good shape. So if we can find a spot along this particular river, I'll be very happy. See guys, it's a beautiful little river, this one, so just sliding across now. It looks beautiful in here, so literally just looking for a flat spot now. It is nice and wide and deep and rock lined on the far side, so just need a flat spot for a tent and room to spread out. So looking very, very positive. This is probably the best I've seen in a long time, to be honest. So, whoop, and as we can see, I'm not sure if you can see on the GoPro, a couple of ducks here. Very nice. Going to cross over here. So this is what I've just driven through. As you can see, it's a beautiful little spot, but just nowhere flat enough to pitch a tent. With all the rain we've had over the summer, the grass has gotten to about 2 feet tall, so not enough area to pitch a tent, but we'll just certainly keep looking on this river. It's just absolutely magnificent. Just found myself in a traffic jam here. Looks like a whole bunch of teenagers getting out bloody rousing about, but that's okay. Looks like they're having a good time actually. Just going back down to the river again, just turned up another road here, and we'll see what's down the bottom of this gully, but certainly I don't want to be sleeping with these guys tonight if I can avoid it, so let's have a look and see what we can find. Okay, so this place is not too bad. I can see by the tyre tracks there has been people coming down through here, so even the water in front of me is a little bit muddy where people have been going through, so this will do as a backup, similar to what I did last time. I'm just going to go back up this road over here and we'll see what's up over there and hopefully get something that just maybe a little bit more secluded, but yeah, certainly a great place to start. Back to the part where I pointed out the window and said this will do as a backup spot. It's not too bad in here. You can't see the car, but it's up through the bushes or trees there. Quite a nice area. There's a bit of a spot here in front of me, but the grass is still a bit long, and there's an area just up in here that I'm looking at as well, so it's quite nice in here, quite secluded. I'm sure there's going to be cattle up over the hill there, but that's okay. But down here it's quite nice, quite quiet, nice and secluded. Might make for a nice camp spot tonight. Plenty of firewood around, so yeah, just going to scope this out, and if I decide on this place, then I'll take some more footage of the actual campsite setup. So we're going to have the tent down here, guys. It's just a little flat area there. What I'm concerned about though is you can see up here there's a few rain clouds coming in. The forecast was supposed to be for fine and sunny all weekend, so Just not sure whether to set the tent up at this point in time. I mean, if push comes to shove, I can always sleep in the car, but don't really want to be sleeping in a storm. You can see the grass is all flattened out here, and that's from the storms that came through in March. So always just a little bit wary of that. It's not a major concern, but certainly something to keep in mind whilst I'm setting up camp here. So we'll see how we go. Well, sometimes you just need direction to move on from where you are. The teenagers that I went past down the hill have all decided to turn up to where I'm camping, so I think this is their spot to sleep the night. So this will not be a goer, guys. I don't want to put these guys out of where they would normally be carousing around, or having them stomping through my tent in the middle of the evening or whatever. So we'll pack it up and we'll see if we can find another spot. Well, that didn't work out, so we're now on to must be plan D, but I'm not sure anymore. So look, just had to bail on that spot. As they said, those cows ended up, or steers ended up coming through, the big longhorns. There's about another 120 behind them, so didn't really want to sleep in amongst those guys tonight. Have been coming through and making a mess through the campsite, or knocking things over, whatever it might be in the dark. So look, we've still got a couple of hours up our sleeves here. It's 3 o'clock now, it doesn't get dark till 5, so have a bit of a look along this other main road I went down, see what we can find. But look, if push comes to shove, we'll just end up just going to the campground and see if we can squeeze a spot in there somewhere. But yeah, all good. It's all part of the big adventure, so we'll see how we go. Okay, well, what an eventful afternoon. After going up this road as well, I got through a couple of gates with a property which I'll just show you now, but ended up going through some more river crossings, which was awesome fun, but then got to a great big mud hole, and my car doesn't have mud terrain tyres, let alone the ground clearance, so I had to turn around and come back. But guys, where I've ended up is this fantastic little camp area. I'll just flip the camera around. You can see here that they've set up little camp spots along the side of the river. Beautifully looked after area. And there's actually a property up the back here. Now I've been up there and made a bit of noise, but no one's come out. They've heard me obviously drive in and out and so forth, but can't seem to see that anybody's home at this point in time. So I'm only assuming the owners are out, and we'll probably be back this evening. It's just on 4:45 now, so I've got the fire going, and just about to start getting myself organised for dinner, etc. So look, fantastic little camp spot. The river is just down the bottom here. You can probably hear it gurgling in the background, and just magical. So really looking forward to them this morning, or tomorrow morning, sorry, just to get a bit of footage in along there. But looks very, very pretty. So yeah, found myself a good camp spot after all the dramas of going up and down roads and plan A, B, C and D. And found myself a really nice little spot. There's no one else here, it's dead quiet, so yeah, very happy, guys. First beer is always the best beer, isn't it? Almost 5 o'clock, no sign of these owners yet. Not sure whether they've gone away for the weekend, just the evening, and whether they've been back or not, but there's a sign on the front gate, so I'll have a look at that and get a photo of it before I go, so that I can call them on Monday and pay them what's due if they don't turn up by tomorrow. Probably have a pensioners dinner tonight about 5:30. There's a bit of cloud coming over, so that makes for a cooler evening, but also a darker evening, so get the cooking done before it's too dark. Just having a crank skid, which will be nice and easy. But for the moment, I'm just going to enjoy this beer and enjoy the sun going down. Hoping to get a bit of golden light in the trees, but it doesn't look too good with the clouds, so we'll just have to see how we go. One thing I realised when I got home last time from having a crank skid was we need to have it with horseradish, so I've just added some in tonight, and my God, what a difference. Just beautiful. It just cuts through some of the fat in the actual meat itself. Really, really nice. So can't complain. The smokiness of the fire helps, of course. Bit of burnt fat as we cook it up in the frying pan, so yeah, really, really enjoyable. Well, the owner Don just turned up. Hell of a nice guy. Bought the place apparently around 30 years ago. Did run it as a camp at one stage, but they sort of pushed back on that with COVID happening and so forth. Yeah, absolute gentleman. Really, really nice guy. We've been talking probably for the last half an hour. He's just gone up to his place now to camp in for the night, so yeah, I'll catch up with him in the morning. But he was saying that in the summertime, that there's a big bluff behind me here, and you're saying that if you come here in the summertime, the sunset's over on that side, over in the valley there, and it hits the rock just on dark, and he said it's absolute light show. So I must come back and have a look at that in the summer. But he's also told me about a couple of springs up the top of the hill here, big flat area. There's another area we can camp up on as well, so I'm going to go for a tour up there in the morning, have a look around, see what that looks like. But for tonight, I'm just going to sit here and listen to the frogs who are talking on the side of the river here, which is really nice. And yeah, just relax. So just after 6 o'clock now, so listen to a bit of music, watch the stars, watch the fire, and then yeah, have a cup of tea and head to bed. So really, really nice out here though, guys. Absolutely dead quiet, which is just marvellous. I just love it. Clouds have started to clear up. Bit of a light show happening now as well above me, so I'll turn all the lights off here in the camp and watch the stars as well. And yeah, so I look forward to seeing you all in the morning. Well, the fire's now well and truly going, which is always lovely. 6:30 in the morning. Sun's just starting to come up over the saddle here. You can probably see just a little bit of fog in the background there. And the sky looks nice and blue, so just waiting for a bit of sun to hit these trees. Get a bit of footage of the creek down below here. Should be really nice down there. Just need a bit of colour on it, and that will make all the difference. Just going to enjoy this coffee and see what footage we can get. So I mentioned yesterday afternoon that at the back of the property is this plateau camping area, and Don was saying that this particular buttress you can see now is the one that lights up in the summertime with the sun coming up, which is obviously going to be behind me and then licking the face of that big buttress. But not a bad view for a camp spot. So it's just 10 past 8 now. Unfortunately the sun hasn't come out. The cloud cover's come over and just kept the sun away. It came up onto the hills behind me here before, but it's not getting down into the valley yet. So look, I'm not in a hurry. I have this bacon and egg roll for breakfast. Let the fire go out, and then I'm going to go for a wander down the creek behind me here, or beside me I should say, and just see what we can find now. That would be lovely with some golden light this time of the day, but look, if that's not available, we'll just still go for an explore anyway. So yeah, just going to enjoy this breakfast and have another coffee. Well, the trip down the river was a bit of fun. Ended up in the water. Nice boot full of water, or shoes full of water. So, back to camp, get the fire going just a little bit to dry them out. And we'll have a quick coffee while we're waiting. Sun just came out a little bit then, but yeah, licked all the trees. I thought, here we go, fantastic. And now it's clouded back up again, so I'll just have a coffee and we'll sit and wait and see how we get on. Okay, just pulled in here to Cunningham Gap to have a bit of afternoon tea. Pulled in the Yannerman to grab a little key lime tart and a coffee. And thought, where can I have my coffee on the way home? And thought of Cunningham's Gap, which is where I'm standing now. So I'll jump off the camera and show you the view. Not too bad at all. You can see almost out to the coastline, Queensland. I'll try and zoom it in once I get back to the studio. But listen, just wanted to say thanks again for coming along to my adventure. This was the biggest adventure so far. Really impressed with the little Subaru. It was the trusty sidekick that got me where I needed to go. And yeah, probably the biggest adventure I've been on this so far. So thanks for joining me this time, and I'll see you all in 2 weeks' time. Bye for now.